Hey folks, my name is Josh Taylor and I've worked in the project economy for over a decade. I've been in the trenches as an individual contributor, I've led teams that's built incredible products, and I've coached businesses and leadership through agile transformations. Today, I want to share with you 10 important terms every project manager should be familiar with, no matter your company size. So, let's get started. We have to start with the word projects, right? We're project managers, so we better understand the definition of projects or else we're going to be in some serious trouble. So, what is a project? A project is like a road trip. It's a temporary journey with a specific destination in mind. Unlike ongoing work or routine tasks, which falls under operations, a project has a clear start and end date, a defined goal, and a roadmap to get you there. It's all about making something new, whether that's a product, a service, a piece of software, or Thanksgiving dinner. You start with a vision of where you want to go, plan your route, gather your resources, then you set off, adjusting along the way as you need it. What makes a project special is its uniqueness. Even if you've done similar work before, each project has its quirks and challenges that make it different from any other. Now, you might encounter obstacles like your project having a champagne taste with a beer budget, or leadership that needs you to constantly yell squirrel to disrupt focus on shiny object syndrome. But hey, that's all part of the adventure. The key to a successful project is how you navigate those challenges while keeping your eye on the prize, the successful completion of your goal. You've got to figure out your milestones so you can celebrate the incremental wins with your team. Think of milestones as a pit stop on your project's road trip. It's a significant point along the journey where you can stop, catch your breath, and see how far you've come. Milestones are key progress markers. They help you track your journey and ensure that you're on the right path, reaching your final destination. Each milestone usually represents a major phase or deliverable in the project, such as completing a design phase, launching a new product prototype, or finishing a key piece of research. What's great about milestones is that they can break down your project into manageable chunks, making a long or complex project feel way more achievable. They can also give your team and stakeholders a sense of progress and a reason to celebrate those small wins along the way. By reaching milestones, you get a clearer picture of what's been accomplished and what's left to do, which helps keep everyone motivated and aligned on the end goal. You know what kills projects and derails progress towards achieving a milestone? Scope creep. Scope creep is like inviting a couple friends onto your road trip only to find out that they brought along all of their luggage, both their pets, and suddenly now they want to detour through a different state. Initially, or hopefully, a project starts with a clear plan and a defined scope. That's what's included and what's not. But as the project progresses, new ideas, requests, and even changes can sneak in, gradually expanding the scope beyond what was originally agreed upon. The danger with scope creep is that it often happens slowly and subtly. One small requirement change might not seem like a big deal, but over time these changes can add up, stretching resources, extending timelines, and increasing costs. Before you know it, your project is no longer on track, and what started out as a straightforward journey has become a convoluted backpacking adventure deep in bear country. Managing scope creep requires vigilance and discipline, making sure that any changes are carefully evaluated and that everyone understands the impact before moving forward. That's why it's so important to document your requirements. Requirements are like the map and directions for your road trip. They define the destination and outline what you need to do to get there. In the context of a project, requirements are the specific needs or conditions that must be met for the project to be successful. They can be anything from features a product must have to the performance standards it needs to meet, or even constraints like budgets and deadlines. Having clear requirements is crucial because they set the foundation for everything that follows. They help ensure that everyone, whether it's your team, stakeholders, or customers, is on the same page about what that project is supposed to achieve. Gathering and defining requirements is often one of the first steps in a project, and it's important to revisit and refine them as the project progresses to make sure you're still on track. Then you got to figure out which requirement comes first in priority and what might be able to be shifted to a later phase. There's all sorts of different prioritization techniques that are out there, but today we're going to be talking about Moscow. Moscow isn't just the capital of Russia. It's also a handy tool for prioritizing project requirements. The Moscow method helps teams decide what's most important by categorizing requirements into 4 different groups: must have, should have, could have, and won't have for now. It's like deciding what to pack for your road trip. You start with the essentials, then you consider what would be nice to have, and finally, what you can leave behind if space is tight. The beauty of Moscow method is that it provides clarity and focus, especially when resources are limited. It ensures that the most critical elements, the must-haves, are delivered first, while the less critical should and could-haves are addressed if time and resources allow. By setting clear priorities, the Moscow method helps prevent scope creep and keeps the project on track to deliver the most value. You can then plan your team's capacity to ensure you're delivering the most value straight out of the gate, instead of waiting late into the project. Capacity planning is like figuring out how much gas you'll need for your road trip and whether your car can handle the distance. In project management, it's all about assessing what you have access to, such as people, time, and budget, and determining how best to use them to meet your project's demands. It's all about making sure that you have enough fuel in the tank to get where you need to go without running out halfway through. The challenge with capacity planning is balancing supply and demand. You want to make sure that your team isn't overloaded with work, which can lead to burnout. But also, you don't want to underutilize your resources, which can waste time and money. Effective capacity planning involves forecasting future needs, understanding current resource availability, and making adjustments to avoid bottlenecks and ensuring smooth project delivery. Speaking of bottlenecks, you'll inevitably run into one regardless of how good of a project manager you are. A bottleneck is like hitting a traffic jam on your road trip. Suddenly, everything slows down and your project is stalled. In a project, a bottleneck occurs when the flow of work is restricted at a particular point in the process, which causes delays and slows down the entire project. This could be due to a whole number of things, to the shortage of resources, a single person or team being overwhelmed with tasks, or a process that's just inefficient. Identifying and addressing bottlenecks is critical because they can have a cascading effect, leading to missed deadlines and increased costs. Just like finding an alternate route around a traffic jam, resolving a bottleneck often involves reallocating resources, streamlining processes, and finding new ways to complete deliverables more efficiently. Think of deliverables as the souvenirs you're going to bring back from your road trip. They're the tangible outcomes of your journey. Now, in project management, deliverables are the specific outputs or products that your project is supposed to produce. These could be anything from a completed report, a software application, a marketing campaign, or honestly just a new process or system. Deliverables are important because they're the proof that your project is making progress and achieving its goals. Each deliverable is tied to a milestone, helping you to measure the success of your project. Deliverables also serve as a way to manage expectations with stakeholders, providing clear evidence of what has been accomplished and what remains to be done. If you're in software development, then your deliverables should be delivered in vertical slices. A vertical slice is like sampling all the layers of a delicious cake with a single bite. You get the taste of every component, from the icing to the cake itself. In project management, a vertical slice refers to a small, fully functional piece of the project that includes all the essential layers or elements. For example, a vertical slice might include a bit of a front-end design, some back-end logic, and a touch of the database integration, all working together to create a usable feature. The concept of a vertical slice is crucial in Agile and iterative development because it allows teams to build and test a complete working feature early in the project. This approach helps catch issues sooner and ensures that each part of the project integrates well with the others. It's a way to ensure that the final product isn't just a collection of separate pieces, but a cohesive whole that delivers real value to users. Now, pretty much everybody and their mama has heard of Agile in 2024. The problem you're going to encounter is that people have heard of it, but they don't understand it. Agile is like taking a flexible, scenic route on the road trip rather than just sticking straight to the highway. It's a methodology that embraces change, encourages collaboration, and focuses on delivering value quickly and continuously. Instead of planning every detail up front, Agile allows you to adapt to new information and changes as they come, making it especially useful in dynamic environments like software development. In an Agile project, work is broken down into small, manageable pieces called iterations or sprints, which are completed usually in a couple weeks. After each sprint, the team delivers a piece of that product, gathers feedback, and adjusts the plan as needed for the next sprint. This approach keeps the project moving forward while ensuring that the final product closely aligns with the customer's needs and expectations. It's like stopping frequently on your trip to check Google Maps, making sure that the way forward is clear and to ensure that you're heading in the right direction. I appreciate you taking the time today to learn about the 10 terms every project manager should know. If you want a specific term to be covered in the next video like this, please drop a comment down below. If you've liked this content, please like and subscribe to Cracking Agile. Thanks for showing up today. Your future self will thank you. Until next time.